of the hour. Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Huddle to you. If you can put your cameras on, always put your cameras on. Some of you guys, if you're not camera ready, this is one of the reasons why we love this technology. We obviously want to see your beautiful, smiling faces. Carrie Joe, thank you for popping on this morning, getting us kicked off here. And Jesse Mack coming at you live from Phoenix, Arizona, but soon to be Dubai for the Forging of Champions event that we're doing over there. And we are like, all right, why aren't you on your honeymoon? So it's because we're going to Dubai. We got training to do. No, real reason was is my honeymoon got pushed because we were going to Bali, and Bali's still closed right now. So we're waiting for Bali to open back up again to go do that sometime probably in August, September, once we get that figured out. In the meantime, we're doing a mini moon. So we're going to do a little bit of fun in Dubai with the family, with the team out there. As we head into the Forging of Champions weekend over there. So who do you know in that area? But bringing it back here full circle for us as to what we are doing here is here in North America, which is where I know most of you guys are at, is we are building into our boot camp event coming up here in July. Boot camp, right? And some of you guys are like, I'm sick of tired of hearing about boot camp. We haven't even gotten started yet, right? So, and the reason why is as we build in this rhythm, this cadence from event to event to event, and for those of you guys that experienced Elevate, those that were there live had a completely different experience. Now, the experience was fantastic through visual. We already know that, but there's nothing that replaces the live experience. And one of the main reasons why is not the actual content that is delivered from stage. It's the event around the event. It's the meetings around the meetings. It's the dinners. It's the late night conversations. It's the hallway chatter. It's the after you experience something so emotional and profound and getting a chance to digest it and share what it is that really made it impactful for you with a group of people that are like-minded, that are ready to go take this thing to the next level. It's really, really, really powerful. But I also was interesting. I this morning Facebook, always gives you those memories that pop up, and so we had an incredible weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there, sending you just an incredible amount of love and appreciation. I mean, just it's interesting. They say the hardest job in the world, and I would say yes to that, except for the fact that knowing my mom and knowing not it's a difficult job, but for most of you, it's not the hardest job. It's the easiest job in the world to be a mom and to love your kid, and to love your children, because it's who you are. And I read this morning. So this was from 2 years ago, May 14th. So as I was cleaning up my mom's desk, I found these notes that were on her, just above her computer. And I just want to read a couple of them to you here today. The first one is: suffering is arguing with reality. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And I was like, oof, needed to hear that one this morning, right? So underneath that, she wrote, I am a powerful manifester. I have deep reservoirs of talent and abilities within me. I am wealthy, safe, and secure. I am a giver. And then underneath it, she said, when I feel comfortable in my own skin, I feel confident. When I feel confident, I feel sexy and alive. When I feel alive, look out, I'm unstoppable. And so manifesting and putting that into intention of what we're doing and where we're going. And these were really powerful for me. So as you guys know, the new tagline is don't be average, be savage. Right. So, and don't be average, be savage. And Mama Savage is watching over us as we are building this together, because, this isn't a business. This is a community and a family. And I'm so excited to get a chance to introduce this incredible, incredible young man. And I know we don't know each other that well, but the more time that I get a chance to be around him and hear his heart, his conviction, his spirit. When you talk about somebody who's been, battle tested, battle hardened, and has had to fight through incredible adversity, personally and professionally, to be where he is today. And I am so excited, not that he's a part of the secret community, but that we have an opportunity to be able to learn from this gentleman's experience and life experience and coaching here today. So I know he's going to share some of his story, and then we're going to get into some more pieces of information. Normally, I like asking questions, so maybe at the end, maybe I can throw a few of them out there as we get into this. But he is one of the newest blue diamonds in all of the secret, which, as you guys know, is a pretty darn incredible accomplishment. Number one, but I know that he is just getting started with his organization. He's coming all the way from the East Coast, from Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jay Peso. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I'm here, Jesse. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me fine?
Oh yeah, we got you. We got
Man,
you. So thank you so much for being here on our morning huddle. So we've
thank you
got
for
leaders
having
here
me.
from all over North America. This is probably kind of like the core nucleus group of people that are really charging inside of a particular organization from Mazafar and mine that we just before we head into the weekend, man, and head into money making Monday nights and closing out ranks, we just want to get our Friday huddle in and get this thing going. So I told him earlier, I was like, listen, if I'm bringing Jay on, I just want you to know, like, this guy, like, it's time to take off the kid gloves. You know, I told him, I said, you can go, you can go, you can go. So thank you for being here.
Man, thank you for having me. I'm appreciative. I've been watching you from afar, and I can't wait to build that relationship with you as well and learn from you as well. Because we're definitely coming from two different worlds. Me coming from, my previous company, to now, working with a company that has actual products in hand, and it's a whole new thing for me, and I feel like a super rookie right now. But I've been watching you. I've been seeing your videos. You are a professional. You are an incredible speaker, and man, I just can't wait to take this thing to that next level, which I know is going to happen. I think we're going to break the biggest records. I think we're going to be the #1 company in the industry, and man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future.
Awesome. So yeah, well, first off, for those that don't know, maybe I know for you, most of the people that you've worked with in your previous build, they know Jay Peso, but we have a lot of people here who they have no idea, who you are and where he got started. So maybe if you could kind of take us back to the beginning, where did this all get started for you, and the getting here to Secret?
Yeah. So 2012, 2011 is when I got introduced to the industry. I was at the time working in FedEx professional box. I was actually trying to get back into the boxing scene. I was working check to check. I was doing about 70 hours a week at FedEx. I was frustrated. I was pissed off every single day. I was always the person that just wanted more out of life. And at 25, I didn't see my life going, anywhere, at this job. I lived at home in my mom's apartment in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And I was, just again, man, very frustrated, very, a lot of distractions around me. And, at 25, like the third year into this job, I'm like, I need to get back into the gym. I need to focus on my boxing craft, because really that was all I seen that, that was my way out of my hood, right? It was my way out of poverty. It was my way out of, any situation that I can, that I was in at that time. And, so that was my goal. But the problem was I was doing about 11, 12 hours a day, at work. And I was just trying to, figure out, okay, how can I get into the gym? How can I get into the gym? And then I seen someone, online traveling a little bit, and ended up asking him a question. I just got back from Vegas. I wanted to go back to Vegas, and I figured he had some type of deals, and we ended up, meeting up. Make a long story short, we ended up meeting up. He shows me the idea of network marketing and Dunkin' Donuts. And when I seen it, I was kind of blown away, but I was also like very worried. And I was looking at this individual up and down, coming from Brooklyn, you're watching every little step that someone is taking. And I'm like, man, I can't really believe this. So you can really make this kind of money here. Residual. I never even heard of residual before. I've heard of like royalty checks to the music industry and stuff like that, but I didn't even couldn't grasp what residual was. But he told me, man, we could build this thing one time and we could get paid every single month. And I was like blown away. But I had this stern face on, and I remember him telling him, man, I don't know. Let me go think about it. And, I went home, and when I went home, I opened up the door and I yelled because I seen the vision in my head happen. It's like that quote, you know, begin with the end in mind. And I kind of like I seen the end happen, you know, as he sat there and broke this presentation down and painted this vision. And I remember you know, yelling in my house and telling my mom, I found it. And she goes, you know, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And she said, I go, hey man, you ever heard of Avon? And she goes, yeah, because my mom did Avon when, you know, when she was younger. And, you know, and I said, man, I'm about to get involved with a deal that's like Avon, but it's travel. I need you to be my first sign up. And she looks at me, and remind you, I told this person, let me think about it. I haven't signed up yet, but I was already closing my first deal. And right there is when I noticed that uh, ignorance on fire was very important. And I was on fire before I even, you know, signed a dotted line. My mother saw how excited I was. I had this sparkle in my eye that I had when I first put on a pair of boxing gloves. And it was just a really, just a sign of hope. You know, I had hope again. I could actually go live out my dreams the way I want to live out my dreams. I could build that freedom. And again, it was just this energy that I had from seeing the vision. And you know, I signed up that day. My mom told me, listen, man, I can't sign up right now. I need to, this is kind of like my first rejection. But everything was just coming from my heart, because I believed that I could make it happen. Cause it wasn't about really the product or the compensation plan, which the compensation plan, you know, we didn't know what we didn't know, wasn't that, you know, wasn't that aggressive, wasn't that, you know, there's a lot more compensation plan that's better, like secret. So, you know, none of that mattered. What mattered to me was I believed in myself. And my mom told me, listen, I can't get in right now. I got to pay some bills. And, you know, I brought up a story where, you know, my mom, you know, when I was a kid, you know, she couldn't buy me a pair of sneakers. And she said, hey, listen, I can't buy that for you right now. We got bills to pay. And for some reason, you know, 20 something years later, that story clicked in my head right there, that moment when she told me she couldn't do something to pay bills because she had to pay bills. And I looked at my mom. I said, you remember this story? You know, I mean, remember this time where blah, blah, blah. I told her the story, and she looked at me and she got like teary eyed. And I said, Ma, we need to do something now to change this. We cannot continue the same story every single year because we have to pay bills. And she ended up signing up, and that was my first sign up because I just knew what I was going to do. I wanted her to benefit from what I was going to do. You know, we built the business within. It took me about 6 months to get to my first rank. And I was still working my job. I was aggressively working the business. I would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, head to work, or 5:30 in the morning, head to work, get there at 7, finish work at like 7, come home, take the train about an hour, change into my clothes, into my, you know, my grind clothes, into my work clothes, into that dream, you know, that dream chaser, you know, clothing. And, you know, I was outside to 1 in the morning, just working the business every single day, aggressively pounding the pavement, calling everybody I can, popping up to people's homes. Where are you? I'm coming over. Where are you? I'm coming over. Where are you? I'm coming over. I didn't know what I was talking about. It was a lot of the times I was just messing up the presentation, but I was just speaking with so much passion, so much, you know, so much vision. And finally, man, my first national came about. And within 6 months or so, it was about, I think it was momentum. And I told the individual that I wasn't going to go to this training. I felt like I didn't need to go because I made some money. And I thought I knew it all because I made some money. Wasn't a lot of money, but you know, I was making some things happen. And they told me, hey man, this is the event that you need to go change your life. You wouldn't understand what you got your hands on until you get to this event. And I'm like, yeah. Let me make some more money. I'll get to the next one. I'll fly out to the next one. And he told me, how bad do you want to change your life? You told me you want to change your bad life. You told me you want to change your life really bad, right? I said, yeah, I want to change it right now. And he says, okay, this is the event that you need to be at. And I would do anything that I can do to get there. And he just sounded very serious. And I said, you know what? Let me make this happen. So, you know, my money was tight. You know, my money was
Now
tight.
he's
Even
saying
though
he can't do it.
my money was tight, and I literally I remember, pawning. I had a chain that I had pawned at the, I went to the Diamond District. I pawned a chain. I put the flight on my credit card. I made, I made some moves to make some money to get on this flight to get to Dallas, to pay for my ticket event, to get the hotel. I wasn't worrying about partying or anything like that. I was eating McDonald's at the time, and I was just trying to keep it very limited. And I went to this event, and it blew me away. It was literally a world that I felt like it was hidden from us. It was my first time, hearing from Marcusetta. More. I think what happened was just the belief went through the roof, and I just sat in the back of the room. I remember, exactly where I was sitting at. I remember the energy that I felt, because a lot of the times it's not even what you're learning, but the energy that you feel when you're in a building. And that energy that I felt, I brought it back to me. I brought it back with me to New York. And I remember all of the stories that was, all of the trainings that was, all of the people that spoke that day, and Marcus Setta, how he touched me. And then it was this one particular story that really resonated with me, and touched my heart in a way that I couldn't explain. It was from this kid, 22 years old at the time, by the name of David Helgeson. He hit the rank of director, and nothing crazy, nothing too big, but at that time it was huge to me. And his story was so powerful, and it was, kid from, I believe it was South Dakota, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm like, South Dakota, they doing this kind of stuff in South Dakota. And it was just like my vision for everything expanded, and I came back to New York on fire. And then every 90 days from there, I popped the rank, and I became a six-figure earner within 15 months. And I always told people, man, I was working a job for 3 years, and I was killing myself every single day for 3 years, and I got paid 26,000 dollars a year every single year. No raise, no nothing. I was doing about 70 hours a week, and I get involved with this industry, and within 15 months I become a six-figure earner for the first time in my life. I start traveling the world, and I meet great people. I'm learning. I'm just learning a new skill. And 3 years it took me to hit the top level of the company. 9 years in, man, I made multiple seven figures with the industry. And man, and then that's how the whole stories happened.
I love it. I love it, man. I like, I was like, I know I made six figures. Then I made multiple seven figures. Like, no big deal. You know
It
what I mean?
started to explode. I couldn't even explain it. But again, it's all of the work that's done in the beginning, that 90-day, 120-day run, that big push, what I mean? It's that big push that again, man, that 90-day run was everything. I showed hundreds of people in my first 90 days, and it was just exploding from there on out.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where, like, until you get on the other side of something that pops, it seems magical or mystical or like very difficult to describe. And I remember a moment where I broke down in a parking lot outside of a presentation, where I started seeing that happening, where it was like, oh my God, I had people who then brought people, who then brought people, who then brought people, and they all signed up. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, this is what they've talked about. Right. And so Jay, tell me about this, because obviously, boxer, professional boxer, Brooklyn, New York. You are in a service company. And I know, I remember the conversations. We don't do lotions and potions. We do beaches and oceans. Like, I know the pitch, so but coming into Secret here, and deciding to not just come in to spectate, but to participate and to play in the game, and that shift that's happening. Tell me about what's happened in the last 6 months since this evolution started with the combining together. Now, of course, as excited, I think, as you guys are now, we're so excited about Club Secret and everything that's happening, and getting a chance for people to experience the world and all that avenue that's being coming together. So, but tell me about that transition a little bit for you, and how has that been for you and your team?
Um, the transition wasn't easy at all. We it hit us like a ton of bricks. I remember first before even the transition happened, I flew out to Dallas and we had this private meeting, and I'm losing my mind because now I'm like, okay, this is real. You know what I mean? It's like, what's like, this is about to happen, and we're going with secret. And then there was a separation that I knew was about to happen within my personal organization. And it's one thing in life is that you need to learn how to pivot and adapt really, really fast. And we're entrepreneurs, right? So that's what comes with the game. One thing that I did, understand was I trusted my leadership. I trusted Marcus Sutter. Me and Mark had some, really great talks. Me and Matt Morris had some incredible talks. Jefferson Santos had incredible talks, and I just trusted my leadership, and I knew that we were in good hands with Secret. I knew the backlash was going to come because of, oh man, we don't do the lotions and potions, we do the beaches and oceans. But we were young, we were kids, we didn't know any better, and but I was ready for war, and again, being an entrepreneur, you got to be ready for war. You got to be ready to pivot. You got to, it's like a boxer, in a tough situation, being a boxer, that's when you need to remain calm and think a little bit and think out your steps, moving forward, as soon as you kind of, they say never fight a boxing match while you're upset, where your emotions are high. So I had to stay calm and really think about what was going on and what what really mattered. I know in network marketing they always say, first and foremost, if you're going to join a company that you believe in the product first. If you believe in the product, if they have incredible products and you like the products, cool, that's number one. Would you put your mother in that situation? Would you sell those products to your mom? Yes, of course. That's number one for me. Number two was leadership, the training events. I knew that Marcus Sutter being with us was going to be something incredible. There's no event out there like the one Marcus Sutter creates for the company, period. It is what it is. I've been to other events. It's nothing like what Marcus Sutter brings to the table. And number three is always the compensation plan. You never chase the money, always chase greatness. And this is the things that I was kind of like putting in the line for myself. Now, there was a couple people that my organization at the time, not the time, just a couple months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, that we created something magical, and they things separate, and you chase certain things, right? You chase money. And I knew before World Ventures, before network marketing, I was always a person wanting to get rich. People ask me in school growing up, what do you want to be when you grow up? Rich. And one thing that I messed up with in boxing was wanting to be rich before wanting to be a champion. There's that's a separation. You can never be a champion if you only want to get rich. And that goes with life, period. And I learned that when I got involved with network marketing, when I started to read, when I started to listen to Jim Rohn and the Les Browns and just the personal development started to really build and make me understand and put life together. Okay, cool. This is what it takes to build a business, a successful business. Leave the money last all the time. No matter what situation you're in, you never ever chase the money, even if you're desperate. They say when you're desperate, you make you make desperate choices, right? You do it, So that's what it kind of was. It was like I knew I was in a position where a lot of us was about to be very desperate because we didn't know where we were going. But that's when faith kicks in. that's where trust kicks in. And I had a lot of trust and I had a lot of faith in my leadership. I knew that we had great products. Trust me, I looked up the products. And first and foremost, there's nothing like experiencing the products first. We fought through this fight and I said, man, we gotta see what this is. We gotta, we really have to try these products out first. And then again, you're doing your research and you're seeing other people that's made millions of dollars in the product-based industry, in the product-based, like millions of dollars. This is where you hear the stories where people are doing 300, 400, 500, $1 million a month selling coffee. You know what I mean? Selling tea, selling, lotion, selling skin. I mean, I'm like, this is where it's at. This is where we're gonna go. And if travel is going to come with us, we're going to explode like never before. There's no other company that got there that got the trifecta, where you have incredible skincare, where you have the incredible nutrition that I truly love. The new energy. I drink my energy as if I'm drinking my pre-workout now. I'm like I changed everything. You know what I mean? My family loves it. My friends love it. You can see it helping people, like right there on the spot. You can see it helping people. And then travel's always going to be around. But then now, I think about it. You always thought travel always be here, but then the pandemic hit, and you go, wait a minute. Travel could be taken away too. Travel was ground zero. And that kind of opened up my eyes. Like, okay, travel is cool. And it's a big industry. But now we have something for everybody. And that's what I loved. I looked at my options. I definitely looked at my options. I looked at other companies and I said, man, this is something that we can give everybody. I have people here on the team that wasn't really doing much with the travel memberships. They loved the product and they traveled. Every time they tried the business, they hit a wall. But here they're exploding like I've never seen them explode before. I've been working with some people 5 years and they're breaking their own records every single week here in the last 5 months. And that's what's kind of like sticking out to me the most, so we got a lane that people, if all you want to do is do skincare, you can do that. If all you want to do is do nutrition, you can do that. If all you want to do is sell Club Secret, you can do that. Or you can do it all. We got the whole buffet. And I don't see nothing, better than that, on top of, the training system and compensation plan and the incredible leadership that's here. I mean, it makes all the sense of the world. If you got common sense, you see it. If you don't, and you're blinded by money, you won't see it.
Boom, drop the mic. That was incredible. Gosh, man, there's so many different directions that I want to go here. I know our time is limited. So we have, you've been going to your first Marcus Set event was how many years ago, Jay?
About 9 years ago.
So 9 years, you and your organization have been inside of this leadership driven organization and event driven system. And for many of us here from Secret, this is a new system to us. It's a new program. And we have a boot camp coming up here in 2 months. I mean, it's coming fast. So here in North America. And I grew up in an event system in my first company too. So I kind of understood that, but tell us a little bit about, boot camp coming up here. And, there are people out here, obviously, what are the big excuses? Money and time, right? I don't have the money. I don't got the time or whatever it is. But if Jay was talking about boot camp to his organization, to his people, to making sure that not only that they were going to be there, but more importantly, that they were going to make sure they got people there, how would that conversation go with you after spending 9 years of really knowing Marcus Etta, not just as a trainer, but as a personal mentor and friend?
Boot camp, man. First and foremost, boot camp is, I think, my favorite Marcus Etta event.
Really?
I mean, it is.
I've never been, so I don't know. You got to tell me, bro. I've never been to boot camp.
No sugar coating in boot camp, and that's what I love. And I think that's what we need. Yeah. As a people, we need that. So no, this is what I'll tell you. This is what I've always told anybody. Half of the work is being done in the field. Right. Showing the information, getting people to see the incredible opportunity that we have. But the other half of it is done at trainings. Marcus Etta is literally putting the game on his back, and taking like, it's like a quarterback. We're the quarterback and we're throwing the ball to, to the receiver so he can catch, so he can do the touchdown. And that's what Marcus Setta is. Marcus Setta is going to bring the value that we need for the people. Now, a lot of the times, again, 98% of it, a lot of the times, is the energy, is the belief that's taken to that next level. It's a world, again, it's a world that people can only dream of. The training is top notch. The people that you meet, the energy that you feel, the tips and stories that you, because again, a lot of the times you train on things, but it's more of the stories that you hear, those success stories, the people hitting the gold and platinum, agents, the new rubies. These stories, a lot of the times, is what inspires you more than anything else, because you see people and you go, no way that person, no way that person, if he can, I can too, and that's a lot of the times what it's done for me. But man, it's a lot of fun. A lot of the times, I heard you say, it's the meeting after the meeting, it's the lunches that you get to have with the leaders. It's, if you're going to really do this business, if you're going to do a business like this, I think what happens is people get involved with these business and they spend anywhere from, $18.50 all the way to $100, whatever the case may be, right? They spend their money, but they treat it as if they spent that much. Mm. You understand? It's like, instead of, treating it as if they spent $500,000 to buy a McDonald's, or $300,000 to buy property, and now you're going to real estate seminars, after all of this, like, you got to treat your business as if you spent whatever you spent. If you spent $100, you better act as if you spent $100,000. And it's just, it is what it is. I've been to Tony Robbins events. I've been to these different events where people spend $7,000 for tickets, $5,000 for tickets, $4,000 for tickets. It blows me away. And the value that we get at these boot camps for $200-$300 it's insane. I've always said, man, we're lucky Marcus said it's not charging more than this. We're lucky that these events are not charging more than what they, because these are, there's people out there spend, that charge a lot of money for information. It is what it is, right? So again, the work that you can't, the energy and the knowledge that you can't give to the people, Mark is going to do for you. And I got good at one thing. Well, I got good at two things in my business: presenting, showing the information, and promoting. I became a great promoter. And I always say, if you become a great promoter in network marketing, you will become rich. You will become, you will create that freedom that you need to live the life that you want. And that's one thing what I did, man, was become a great promoter and get as many people to see and hear the information and feel the energy, see what's happening, see the vision, because every time we go to an event, the company is going to unroll, it's going to unfold so many different things for the future. Cause this is only the beginning. We're literally at the right place at the right time with the right products, right generation. This is it. And we're just getting started, so yep. Without training, and another thing I tell people, without training, you won't win. Period. You're not going to win. I don't care what you feel, what you think. I don't care how smart you think you are. Without the Marcus Setta, without boot camp, without the view, without any of these trainings, you're not going to win. Period. You're only going to make the job harder on yourself.
For sure. Oh, whew. All right. Well, I got the one last question, and then I always say that, and then sometimes there's more. But so Jay, for 2012, so 9 years ago, so you've been on an incredible journey, and in life and in business. And if knowing what you know today about network marketing, knowing what you know today about where we're positioned in Secret, knowing what you know today about what is coming with Club Secret, adding into the fold over the next 12, 24, 36 months as that program continues to be expanded. Knowing what you know today, if you could go back in time to the Jay Peso when he was just joining brand new, like brand new, you could literally time machine back and just go, hey, bud, I got some stuff I want to talk to you about. What advice would you give the brand new Jay getting started network marketing, knowing everything you know today?
This is something that I never said anywhere else, right? This is the first time I actually mention this because I kind of like overlook it. But I started August 18th. I started August 18th. I signed up. September, October. October was our first national.
Mm.
I didn't go because of money. I didn't sacrifice. Um, if I always say, the second national I went to was 4 months later. But I was I think about what would have happened if I would have went to my first national, that first training, 2 months in the business. Where will my life be today? You know what I mean? It's the significance is different. You don't know like what happened. I felt what I felt at Momentum, but that training where I should have, okay, I got in 2 months in. Oh man, I just got in. You know what? I'm not gonna go. I go to the next one. I did it for that one, and I almost did it for the second one. That first one I should have went to. That was number one. Number two, um, I went through a storm in 2013 where I saw people cross recruiting into a crappy company, and I lost thousands of people. I was putting them in. I was putting them in, but at the same time I was putting them in, they were dropping buckets, buckets, and I never knew that happened in the industry of network marketing. It was my first time, and I, coming from where I come from, I wanted to handle things a little different. And doing this, you gotta, you gotta put your emotions to the side. My emotions was very high at that time, and I was building. I remember building so frustrated. I was doing 4 or 5 home parties a day. Came home at 2 o'clock in the morning. My stomach, in the pit of my stomach, I was getting these. You go into your back office, you don't even want to look at your back office. You get this pit in your stomach. And I remember having a talk with somebody, and it was like, man, you got to relax. What's done is done. You got to have a little bit more faith. Do you believe in God? I said, of course I believe in God, but I don't want to hear that, right? You don't want to hear that. Like, these people are snaking me. Like, I never even knew this kind of stuff happens in this industry. And he says, listen, right now you driving the car with 2 hands on the steering wheel. You're too frustrated. You're doing 5 presentations a day, and you're not going anywhere because your mind is in the wrong place. How do you drive your car now? I said, drive one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the clutch, whatever the case is, relaxed. So, okay, cool. That's how you got to drive your business. You got to have a little bit more faith. You got to relax, have a little bit more fun. I said, okay, cool. And then that same night, because every time I went home, I had to work on myself. Work harder on yourself than you do the business. Work harder on yourself than you do the business. That doesn't mean slow down with the business. That just means double down on whatever you're listening to or reading. And I heard that you could do 1,000 presentations with the wrong mindset and nothing to happen. But if you do 1,000 presentations with the right mindset, your whole life can change. And it hit me because I seen my life flip in my first 15 months. But in that 15 months after, right after, I got to where I got to, God decided to put this obstacle in front of me and say, okay, cool. Now there's something that you need to learn. And I was going through it. And when I heard that, I said, okay, cool. This is exactly what it is. I do need to relax. I do need to have more faith. I do need to put my emotions to the side. And now I need to have the right mindset to build this business, because I was doing all of these presentations when I was frustrated with the wrong mindset. And then as soon as I start to switch my thinking and my focus, how I did that was just blocking and deleting everybody on social media, because social media is a huge distraction, especially when you're going do some things. You got to block. You can't see what's going on the outside. You got to have laser focus, tunnel vision. And as soon as I did this, I swear to you, everything started to flip again. The sun started to come out again. And I say it, it sounds crazy, but I've experienced it, and it is what it is. What you focus on expands. And if I would have known that a little earlier, but you got to go through some things to learn. And have I gone through it recently again? Heck yes, for sure. 100%. Did the OJ want to come back out? Heck yes, 100%, for sure. But those trials and tribulations is what, make you who you are and helps you get to that level that you're at, Jesse McPherson. You know what I mean? I know you've been through a lot. I know all of the top leaders all go through a lot to get to where they need to be. And I know I'm going to have to go through those storms, and I'm with it. I'm with whatever storm that comes my way, because I know on the other side, the sun is always going to come out. So That's what I say. Take control of your feelings, have faith, and have fun building your business.
Oh, I love it. What's the next 6 months look like for Jay Peso?
I need to get the Crown Royale as fast as possible. As many presentations as I can. It's just income producing activities and playing the back. I don't want to be, I don't want to be the trainer guy. I don't want to do none of that. I want to be, I need to get on my grind, and I'm getting them, I'm focusing on right now 15 people a day, doing as many three-way calls as possible. If I could get to 25, 30, 40 calls a day, I'm going to push it, because this is a numbers game. And I know that, I understand that, it is what it is. And I know with the numbers that I had in my previous company, I should have been doing remarkable numbers a long time ago. And they always told me, if you had these kind of numbers in a company like this, man, you'll be breaking the bank on a whole different level. And you don't understand it because you don't know anything, right? You don't know what you don't know. And here I'm coming to do it. I'm excited about it. I'm learning the products. I'm still learning all the new products. And my goal is to get about 100 people to 7 figures as fast as possible, because I know they could do it here.
Awesome. That's it. Thank you, Jay. And I don't know about you. I'm ready to go. I didn't even need my energy this morning. I just need some Jay Peso on a huddle. So thank you. Thank you for your, the word I'm really looking for. It's not your conviction. It's your courage. The courage to fight and to let go of the facade and choose to be a champion rather than an image. So thank you for that. And to our family, it's Friday, which means it's weekends. Weekends are where we go hard. We go hard Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Money Making Monday and closing out our ranks. All right. So we only have a few weeks left here for us to really get into this. So boot camp is where all roads lead to boot camp. So Jay said there's 2 things he got good at to make 7 figures in network marketing, and that is presenting and promoting. So get your P's in order and let's go after this thing. And we'll see you guys on a next training. Jay, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.